For the second week in a row, a large gathering at a park in Brooklyn Park required a police response after things turned violent. Reporter Kevin Miller has more.
That's why we have parks, is for people to enjoy. We have these pavilions for people to get together and enjoy them and socialize.
With kids out of school, it's not surprising to see teens gathered in a park, even less so on a holiday.
It is well-intentioned, and the kids are looking for something fun to do, something exciting to do.
But when there's hundreds of kids, police take notice.
With the size of 300 to 400 people, it's a pretty large number for, again, a traditional patrol force to really handle.
Last week, Brooklyn Park Police dispersed a large group of kids from Central Park after fights broke out.
It just seems that there are different factions amongst our young people that when they come in contact with each other, they don't get along.
A group of teens used social media to organize a party again this Monday. They met at Elm Creek Reserve in Maple Grove before police moved them along.
There was some indication that maybe parts of that group would come to Brooklyn Park.
They headed to Noble Sports Park, and police followed.
We reminded those people that what happened last weekend was not acceptable.
The group had moved on to Central Park by 9 o'clock.
Everything started off very peaceful, just a gathering, and as the crowd grew in size, it seemed that an element of chaos kind of got introduced, and some fights began breaking out in the crowd.
Police gave the crowd 30 minutes to disperse. As they left, one juvenile was hit by a car and was hospitalized. Another was injured in a fight.
It was isolated fights within this large group, and they were fighting each other, and that's not okay. These are not groups of people that are looking to victimize other people, as best we can tell.
With these parties becoming more common, police have some practical advice for parents as summer continues.
Find out what your kids are up to. When they say they're going somewhere, verify that, make sure that they're not going to these social media fueled gatherings. It doesn't seem that a lot of real positivity is coming out of these.
In Brooklyn Park, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
Police were trying to disperse the crowd at Central Park when they responded to shots fired near a pair of businesses. Brooklyn Park police say they actually heard the shots near the Papa John's, a short distance away from Central Park, at about 10:45 Monday night. Bullets hit the Papa John's and the Speedy Market next door. Fortunately, police say no one was hit. Earlier Monday evening, Brooklyn Park police responded to what they describe as a fight at an apartment complex on Imperial Drive. During the response, police say officers were met by a large hostile group. Police also say someone attempted to grab an officer's firearm. Multiple people were arrested during the ordeal. A Brooklyn Center woman was among 5 young women killed in a horrific car crash caused by a speeding motorist in South Minneapolis. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner says Sarah Gasade died of multiple blunt force injuries. She and 4 friends were returning from a night of errands when they were T-boned at an intersection Friday night. They were laid to rest Monday evening. The ceremony was attended by thousands of mourners from across the Twin Cities. Police say the driver, identified as 27-year-old Derek Thompson of Brooklyn Park, was allegedly traveling 95 miles per hour in a 55-mile-per-hour zone when he exited Interstate 35W and went through a red light, causing the crash. Pickleball is described as fun, addictive, and a good activity for all ages. A local organization is using the game to help welcome a group of newcomers to the United States. Pickleball is considered as America's fastest growing sport.
You want to try and surf? That's a good one.
So it would make sense to introduce it.
After you serve, she would get a turn.
To some of America's newest residents.
It's very interesting to play, you move around a lot.
At Pickle in the Middle in Brooklyn Park,
after you get a point, you switch sides.
Instructors took time to teach the rules of the game to a group of Afghan refugees who fled to Minnesota nearly 2 years ago.
A lot of these women are at home and they don't leave their homes unless there's an event like ours to provide for them.
Sonia Annunciacion is with the nonprofit Alight. She says this outing is one of a number of field trips she organizes for these women as they try to get acclimated to life here. The refugees asked us not to show their faces due to safety concerns back in Afghanistan.
These are some of the struggles that they've shared, that there's depression and isolation. They're far from each other. There isn't any form of transportation for them. So we are trying to solve for that. By providing that transportation, we have childcare to give the moms a break.
In other words, Alight is trying to make Minnesota feel like home.
That's what Alight is doing for us, and that's what I'm thankful for.
Hania is one of the 9 women who came here to learn the sport and have a little fun.
I would say like getting together, being able to speak English, learning new stuff. So many good points are here.
Minnesota is likely a temporary stop for Hania and many of the other women here.
Afghanistan is my country, my homeland, and I hope I can go back one day.
Until that day comes,
Oh!
the staff at Alight are doing everything they can to ensure their stay in Minnesota is as enjoyable as possible.
Their lives have changed quite a bit from a year and a half ago. They're happier now. They have jobs, they have homes, they feel secure and safe, but there's still so much to do.
Alight says it needs donations and volunteers to make these field trips possible. If you'd like to help, you can find a link at ccxmedia.org. Minnesota's newest state holiday was met with considerable fanfare throughout the Northwest Metro. Maple Grove hosted a Juneteenth festival Monday afternoon at the town green. Visitors enjoyed food from a variety of food trucks, and festival goers also had the opportunity to shop at a number of Black-owned businesses. Meanwhile, speakers and musicians took the stage to celebrate the progress that's been made among Black Americans. But they also reflected on the challenges that remain as they work to build a more just and equitable society.
While they have had a pretty good program, the Benilde-St. Margaret's girls lacrosse team has been overshadowed by their school's dominant boys team. This time, it was the girls' turn to shine. After knocking off top seed Lakeville South in a thriller in the semifinals, the Red Knights faced Edina for the state title. Jay Wilcox has the highlights.
The Benilde-St. Margaret's girls lacrosse team takes aim at a state title as they meet Edina in the championship game. The Hornets buzz early. Mia Maxwell finds the cutting Mary Vellner, and it's 1-0 Edina just 49 seconds in. Up 2-0, they get another as Josie Moe works through a double team to score. It's all Hornets as they lead 3-0 about 3.5 minutes in. Benilde chips away. Phaedra Vang to Carson Elliott, and she finds the net with a turnaround shot to get the Red Knights on the board. Maddie Kaltza spots Lauren Hillens alone near the net, and she scores to tie the game at 3-3. The BSM run continues. Kaltzas to Katie Croft cutting across the middle, and the Red Knights lead 4-3. Great timing on this one. Maggie Graycheck draws the double and sets up Charlize Vang for Benilde's 5th straight goal, and it's 5-3. Edina has the last run of the half. Speedy Vellner on the move, and she gets close enough to score up high to pull her team within 5-4. After they tie it, Vellner strikes again. She spins away from the defender and scores with 5 seconds left. Edina leads 6-5 at the half. But Benilde comes out strong in the second. From the free position, Charlize Vang veers left and bounces it in to quickly tie the score 6-6. But after stealing a pass, Nicholas Antoni goes to the net to score for a 7-6 Edina lead. They later go up 8-6. BSM doesn't panic. Graycheck is patient and feeds Julia Evans at the right time here. They're within 8-7. The same combination works in reverse as Evans hits Graycheck on the pick and roll, and the Red Knights are within 9-8. After Vang ties it, the defense leaves Graycheck, and she comes out front to score for a 10-9 lead. Each team scores once from there, and it's Benilde celebrating its first state title in girls lacrosse with an 11-10 win.
We stayed positive. We knew that we could win. We knew that Edina was a hard team, so we just had to come out and win the battle.
I think that we had a lot of motivation. We've been having a great week, a team effort for all 3 games that we've played in the state tournament so far. And I think really trusting in one another that we can get this done, and knowing that we're capable and each player is capable of a lot more than we thought we were.
Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports. The Benilde boys bounce back from a semifinal loss to beat Shakopee 10-8 in the 3rd place game. The American Legion baseball season is underway. Osseo hosted a North Hennepin League game on Monday. A beautiful evening on Osceo's Memorial Field as the O's take on Anoka. A good top of the first for Osseo starting pitcher Eli Larson as he strikes out Reagan Reeder to end the inning. Bottom of the first, Osseo scores when Gavin Shefska singles to left field. Jorda Savoravong touches home, and it's 1-0 after one. Tied at 1 in the third inning, Osseo retakes the lead. Hayden Del Castillo hits it down the line and left and fair. Spencer Peterson scores. It's a 2-1 game after 3. Anoka goes on top in the fourth. Sawyer Chell grounds to first base. Osseo takes the out there, but Logan Jungling scores on the play, and it's 4-2 Anoka. And they break the game open in the fifth. Will Check singles sharply to right field. Sam Poser and Trevor Lang score on the hit. Check winds up on second base, and Anoka leads 6-2. A couple of batters later, Mason Hoheisel cracks one to deep left. Davis Wick can't hang on despite the diving try. Jungling trots home with a run. Anoka goes on to win 10-2. Osseo has 3 more games this week, including against Maple Grove on Wednesday.